You know how some people can solve problems 10 times faster than others, but nobody wants them on their team because they're prima donnas or disruptive or difficult star performers. Sometimes the managers think they have to fix the difficult star performer. Sometimes they think they have to fix the schedule. And so we have the ones who are worried about the schedule and how you can dork with the schedule to make it work. Some managers think, well, we have to remove some features, or we'll just have to skip the QA part, or QA just gets compressed into nothing, or we'll bring in a whole herd of consultants. And guess what? That doesn't work. As we say, if you hire 9 women to have a baby in 1 month, it's just not going to work. Not going to work. He thought that if he told everybody that the project was due in December, that they would work really hard to get it done by December, when he really needed it by March. He came up with a schedule, he announced it to the team, and he had some really great star performers who weren't difficult at all, but they took one look at the schedule and said, no, this can't be done. People were working nights and weekends for months and months and months. The schedule kept slipping. It would slip a couple months, and then it would slip a couple months more until it had already slipped by about a year. Finally got released, but it was too late. The big networking company decided, we're just going to have to cut this loose, and they divested themselves of the small database company. It's a very sad story. These people worked really hard, and all their work ended up being for naught. My job was to find and hire those people who were 10 times faster than others at solving problems. And if I could hire those people, I could deliver great products. So I wanted to have this project work. And I decided I wasn't going to do it the same way Dave had done. I decided to do 4 things. I told the team what our goal was. I told them what our plan, by plan I mean the big picture plan, what we were going to try to accomplish. I told them that up front. And I kept my promises, and I kept up to date with technology. That helps to build and retain respect. Now, it turns out that I had the respect of this whole team. Maybe not Charles, but I had the respect of everybody else. And so I didn't need to work on building the respect, but I did need to maintain respect. The second thing to do is to be truly present and curious when you're talking to people, so that you can build that kind of common bond. You can really listen to them. You can learn about what they care about. You can learn about their accomplishments. But if I'm talking to Haley and I say, how's your project going today, Haley? And then I pick up my phone and Haley's talking away, but she's not feeling very heard because she's feeling like, you know, I'm just blowing her off, which I am. And, you know, that happens. One of my colleagues told me that her boss, when he would be talking to her for their one-on-ones every week, he would be sitting behind his desk, behind his computer, answering email while she told him, you know, the status report. And she finally said, we're going into a conference room. You have to put down your phone and we'll talk. And then the third thing is to recognize their accomplishments, to recognize that they fixed a bug that nobody else could fix, or they solved a problem that nobody else could solve, or that they raised 3 teenagers as a single mom, or that they built a helicopter in their garage. And I know people who've done all those things. Recognize their accomplishments and do it honestly and say, you know, wow, you built a helicopter in your garage? How the heck did you get it out? And he did. So the next thing is to engage them, to help you with decision making and problem solving and planning. And these things are all fit together in kind of a mix. It's not like I can be curious one day but not trustworthy the next day. These are constant things. And I can't engage you in asking you to help me with solving problems if you don't trust me. We did a little bit of ordering. And then I asked who wanted to work on each part. And by the way, we got the parts down to essentially week-long or 2 weeks long, not big part. Don't give me a part that's going to take 6 months. I know that's not going to happen. Give me a part that you think you need a week for. Maybe it's just a piece of the part. So we got the parts down, and I said, who wants to work on what? And Eric, is that right, Eric? So Eric tells me he wants to work on this one part over here. And I say, well, Eric, how long do you think it's going to take you? And Eric says, I think I can do that in 3 days. I know this team. I know these people. I know Eric. I say, how about if I give you 6 days to do that? You said 3 days? How about if I put you down for 6? Will that work? Eric says, heck yeah, sure, I'm down. I can get it done by that. That's easy. This is the value of diversity. When she would hit a problem that she had tried every which way to solve, she would turn to him and say, his name's Boris. Boris, do you have any ideas about this? And he'd just jump in, or try this, try that, try this, try that. And he would break through that sort of log jam, and he'd come up with a solution. And at the time, I didn't really understand. I was young. I didn't really understand the value of diversity. But the value of diversity is in diverse problem-solving approaches, and the way that a diverse team can help get people out of a problem and be so much more productive, needs to communicate to the whole team how it's important to have those differences. And there are really fun little exercises to do to point those differences out and say, it's important that we have all these different perspectives. Some people think very broadly, some are very deep. It's wonderful to have both kinds. It's wonderful to have the people who like to work on the user interface, and it's important to have the people who want to work on the guts. So you need both kinds, or you need all kinds. If you can take 90 minutes to work on a specific project where you know what you want to have done at the end of the 90 minutes, and during that 90 minutes you're not looking at email, you're not taking phone calls, you're not looking at text messages, you're definitely not playing games. If you can do that for 90 minutes, then take a break. Get up, get a cup of coffee, do the laundry, wash the dishes, whatever, just something completely different so your brain has a little chance to unwind. It can help your productivity, and even if you don't have a long attention span, 90 minutes, you can do that if you get to train yourself to do it. So that's just another thing I think is really fun. Do 4 90-minute sprints a day, and you've got plenty done. Plenty. You don't need to do anything else. You can just drink a glass of wine and chill. And when you can deliver products or projects predictably, your company can earn higher revenues because your customers don't lose trust in you as a source. They don't lose trust in you because you're delivering when you say you're going to deliver. And so I encourage you to think about the things I've said today and see if you can look at the bigger picture at the whole and prioritize that over the individual pieces that need to be fixed. And for those of you who are students, you might use this perspective in your career as you get into industry. And I hope that you will engage your teams, and I hope that you will I hope you will recognize the talents of your team members, and I hope that you will be recognized as great leaders. So thank you very much. Thank you so much.